social media, and at school, I was being treated like a completely different person. This is how people saw Nora, and I had to admit, it felt good.
Wow, I'm gonna need an appointment soon to talk to you.
Yeah, but I'll always make time for you. What do you think of my new look?
There wasn't anything wrong with it before, but you do look lovely.
For the first time, I felt like he wasn't seeing me as Nora's little sister, and it sent my heart racing.
Bella, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Yeah?
Do you think it's a good time to tell Nora I'm in love with her? I have been for years, but she's never been clear about her feelings, and I just need to know now.
My heart suddenly sank. What was I thinking? Of course, you should tell her how you feel. She'd be a moron for not loving you back. Jeremy grinned and kissed me on the cheek and then walked off happily. A few days later, I came home to see Jeremy rushing out of our house, wiping tears on his sleeve.
I was a fool to think Nora ever liked me. She said she's never seen me as more than a friend, and she never will.
He stormed off, and I felt so mad at Nora for leading him on all this time. I didn't see her till later at dinner, and it looked like she'd been crying, but Mom looked really excited.
Bella, I have such amazing news. You've been selected as one of the best newcomers to participate in the tournament in London. This will open international doors for you, darling.
I knew it had always been Nora's dream to compete in Europe. As Mom went on and on, Nora suddenly swiped half the dishes off the table. It should have been me, but you've stolen everything from me. Nora, I only started competing because of you and Mom. Oh, shut up. You've always wanted everything I've had. Congratulations. Now you have it. That's not true. Oh, you wanted Jeremy too? I've seen how you look at him with your puppy eyes. It's embarrassing. Well, it looks like he and I aren't friends anymore, so you're welcome to have him too. That's enough. You know what, Nora? Maybe I did want to know what it felt like to be you, but I've realized that I'm just as talented and beautiful. You're just better at getting whatever you want without caring for anyone's feelings. You've misled Jeremy, and you've always made me feel small. And now I will go to London, and I won't feel bad about it because it has nothing to do with you, only me and my talent. Jeremy didn't turn up to school the next few days, and then I found out that he'd left the city to stay with his real dad. For good. He hadn't even bothered to say goodbye. And a week later, I left for London. I won first prize in the tournament, and it opened so many opportunities for me. Mom decided that I'd finish high school in London while I kept competing for more championships. I heard Nora was back to training, but she and I didn't talk anymore, and I was enjoying my new life away from her. A year later, I was at the subway station when I spotted someone from a distance who looked exactly like Jeremy. I pushed through the crowd and followed him as he climbed onto the train, and I managed to hop on just as the doors closed. He looked shocked to see me, and we both hugged and laughed. It turned out that he'd joined a university in London.
I had no idea you were here too.
Of course you didn't. You left without a word and never kept in touch.
That was wrong, but I just needed to get away. I'm sorry, and I've missed you.
Jeremy and I started hanging out really often over the next few months, and I was happy to have him back in my life. But I kept my feelings in check. I didn't want to fall for him again. On New Year's Eve, Jeremy invited me to a party at his friend's place, and we had the most amazing night dancing away. We all counted down to midnight, and he turned to me with a smile.
Happy New Year, Bella.
And then he kissed me, and the whole world just faded. But then I pulled away suddenly. I started to walk away.
Bella, wait. Did I do something wrong?
No, nothing. I just have to go.
Please, stop. I've been wanting to tell you for a while now. I think I'm in love with you.
Nora turned you down, so you thought you'd settle for me now? As a consolation prize? I've always been second best to Nora in everything, but not anymore. I refused to answer Jeremy's calls or texts the next few days, but then one evening, I got the most unexpected call from Nora. She said she was throwing Mom a big party for her birthday that weekend, and she wanted me to attend. Plus, you haven't even seen my new training school yet.
What school?
I gave up racing, Bella. My leg's not good enough anymore. But I decided I couldn't stay angry forever, and I had to find another dream. I train other riders on our ranch now. Anyway, I hope you come. I felt both sad and happy to hear that. and I decided it was time to go home and see her. 2 days later, as I was leaving with my bags, I bumped into Jeremy right outside my place.
Before you say anything, please listen to me. Yes, I loved Nora for years, but being away from her made me realize that we weren't right for each other. We're better off as friends. And you're not second best to anyone, Bella. If you don't love me, I can accept that. But I just had to tell you how I feel. I love you.
Jeremy, I love you too, you idiot. As he pulled me close, he suddenly noticed my luggage.
Wait, where are you going?
To see Nora. I need to fix things with...
Free gift on Temu. Don't miss out on this quicksand lamp. It combines moving sand art with atmospheric lighting, which makes a beautiful and functional decoration. And it has easy to adjust lighting modes. Click to grab yours now.
luggage.
Wait, where are you going?
To see Nora. I need to fix things with her.
I'm coming with you.
I was born in a super rich family who owned a chain of restaurants. We pretty much had everything you could imagine, except peace. My dad was a bad-tempered man who threw tantrums over the smallest things. Mom was soft-hearted and hardly ever spoke back. But my biggest problem was my bratty sister, Ariel, who was 2 years younger than me and 10 times worse than my dad. Once when I was 8, my parents took us to a wedding, and I was playing with my cousins when I spotted Ariel being mean to a little boy whose family was poor. She snatched his lollipop, and he started crying.
You can't eat that because you're ugly.
Ariel, give it back now!
No!
Just then, the boy's mom came and started shouting at Ariel, who went screaming to Dad and complained to him. And of course, he defended her. How dare you yell at my daughter? She's saying the lollipop is hers, and she would never steal from anyone. But Dad, I was right here. I saw her. Ian, this is your sister, and you should be on her side, not this poor boy's. Dad and Ariel were like two peas in a pod, and it was no wonder that he loved her more than me, and she always found a way to get me into trouble. Like in the 5th grade, when Ariel joined my school, my parents asked me to look out for her on her first day, and I did exactly that. But as we were waiting for our car to pick us up, I suddenly turned around and saw she was gone. I looked for her everywhere in the school, but I couldn't find her. Feeling panicked, I had a school teacher call my parents, and soon after they arrived, Ariel came running from somewhere and flew into my dad's arms.
Mommy, Daddy! Ian locked me in the storeroom. I was so scared.
I was stunned at how wicked she was. What? No, I didn't. Stop lying, Ariel! She cried even louder, and Dad started yelling at me. But thankfully, Mom took my side.
Calm down, Steve. Maybe he's telling the truth.
Ariel is only 7 years old. I don't think she knows how to lie yet. It's him. I was grounded for a whole month because of the stunt my sister pulled. She grew up to be the same wicked witch, and I became quiet and withdrawn from my family. I focused on doing well at school, and since I loved computers, I spent a lot of time teaching myself about them. I always thought I was a nerd, so I was surprised when I started getting attention from girls in the 10th grade. Even Ariel's friends were always staring at me and giggling, which was kind of creepy. One evening when I was studying for a big test, Ariel had some friends over, and they were playing music so loudly that I could hardly focus. I decided to go for a run, but just as I was changing my shirt, a girl flung open the door and stood staring at me.
Oops, I thought this was the bathroom.
You've been to our house before, and wouldn't you still knock?
You're so funny.
She giggled for no reason, and then Ariel came up behind her, grinning.
Where are you off to?
Running away, because you girls are so noisy.
We'll be quiet, only if you agree to date my friend here.
What? I'm not doing that. I'm sure she's just like you. I ran away from there as fast as I could, but when I returned, I found Ariel crying in my room. Such a drama queen. Why can't you cry in your own room?
My best friend has been so depressed since her parents got divorced, and she's always crying and sniffling. And it's so annoying. Ugh, her puffy eyes are so ugly. I can't be seen with her. So please date her and cheer her up. Just once.
I reluctantly agreed, just so they both leave me alone after that. So the next day after school, I said I'd meet her friend at a nearby milkshake shop. And when I got there, Ariel was also with her. Weirdest date ever. We ordered our drinks, And then this girl who was in my history class, called Elsa, came with our milkshakes. Ariel took one sip of her drink and spat it out.
Ew! I said bubblegum milkshake, not strawberry. You must be extra stupid for getting it wrong.
And then she threw the glass on the floor and told Elsa to clean it up. Have you lost your mind? You can't treat people like this.
Dad is so right about you. Being a softie will get you nowhere, brother. And you, stupid girl, don't just stand there. Get me a new milkshake.
You're pathetic. I ran after Elsa to check if she was okay, and I found her crying in the back alley. I'm so sorry about my sister. She's a real piece of work.
Yeah, it's not the first time she's done this.
But you shouldn't allow her to bully you like this.
I have no choice. My boss says customers come first, and I can't afford to lose this job. It pays my school fees.
I didn't know much about Elsa, because she always hid her face behind her long hair and never spoke in class. And because of what my sister did, I offered to buy her lunch at school. When I sat with her in the cafeteria the next day, the entire school had their eyes on us, because this was the first time I was seen with some girl. While we talked, she kept looking down, and suddenly I lifted her chin up gently and pushed her hair behind her ears. I was amazed at how beautiful she was. Wow, you're lovely. You shouldn't hide your face like that.
Thank you. You're the first person here who's been this nice to me. But I think people are looking at you, wondering why some rich and handsome guy like you is sitting with a waitress.
I couldn't care less about what they're thinking, but they're probably all looking at you. I started hanging out with her every day and found myself falling for her fast. I like how Elsa was gentle and soft-spoken, but she also had a fun, quirky side that was adorable. But one evening when I got home, Dad was waiting for me in the living room with Ariel by his side. Your sister tells me you're dating some poor girl. Is this true? Ariel is crazy. How do you judge a person without even knowing where they're from?
Because she's a waitress, stupid.
You're stupid because you keep poking your nose in my business. Just then, Mom walked in after some errands, and Dad told her to make him tea. Mom just walked into the house and you're already giving her orders?
It's okay, Ian. I don't mind.
No, Mom, it's not okay. These two are always bullying us around, and now they're telling me who I can and can't date?
That's because this girl he likes is a gold digger.
I'm not letting you embarrass us by being with some beggar. What will people think? That sounds like your problem, because I don't care. And guess what? She's coming over for dinner this weekend, and you will be nice to her. If you don't agree, Dad, I will drop out of school and move out, and you can find another son to help you with the business. Dad knew that I was smarter than his precious.
Game better with Butterfinger. Every bite of that crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery bar gives you a chance to win the ultimate